Time for a twins pod.
Then I'm getting sucked off.
Yeah.
A lot of women frustrated with men. A lot of women frustrated with men in their own race, and they just want to do it out of spite to say a woman was ruling a country.
Yeah, we have a lot of that in the with black women. I don't need a man. I mean, I think that phrase was
been engineered. I feel like that's been engineered because you can't focus, you can't destroy an entire race unless you focus on both genders. You make the men thugs and you make the women independent.
Right.
The rest will clean itself.
You see what they doing to women now? You got 6 of red out here. I think they did a great job in destroying what the typical black man should be.
I'm so glad you mentioned that.
Right, and now they're going after women.
But you couldn't, because that's actually what's happening. So the thing is, just like how people say the world is a stage, well, they have sets and scripts. So like you said, they were focusing on the black male. And to add on to that, what the things that they did to us, blacks as a whole, we're seeing being implemented to all of America. We're seeing the same things that they did to us being implemented to white Americans and et cetera. But they've already completed their plans with the black males. They moved on to the women. Yeah. You cannot name right now a male rapper that's hot.
Right.
You can't. The females completely took over. They took over for the past 2 years, and that is because they seen a shift in black men to conservatism. They said, we done lost these niggas, but we need to double down on the women.
Right.
We need to double down before they influence their women. So now they've influenced the women not to listen to us. But they seen that the culture was shifting, that black males were shifting towards a conservative culture, and they fear that. Like I always say, black people don't need to move forward. We're the only race in America that needs to go back. You look at us prior to the 1964 Civil Rights Movement, we had better stats than every race in terms of birth, in terms of labor force participation, even in terms of the amount of crimes that we committed. We were better in every single way. 1964 Civil Rights Act came, which was originally going to be implemented by JFK, but it was altered by
Lyndon Johnson.
Yeah, Lyndon Johnson. He confirmed to have altered it. He altered it and changed it from black prosperity to black dependency. And something else interesting with the Civil Rights Act is it included other races into our civil rights. It included Jewish, like Jewish civil rights, which it was genuinely for blacks, but Jewish people actually benefit more from the civil rights documentations than blacks ever did. Blacks' lives actually got worse.
Right.
Our lives got worse after the civil rights era.
Right.
And it just goes to show that their party, it was all a party choice.
Lyndon Johnson, he was the president, right?
Yeah.
Was that, he became president because JFK got assassinated, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people think a certain group, I'm not going to mention them, murdered him.
It wasn't just that. Jackson Rubenstein, he shot, Oswald because he believed that himself. He believed that he worried that people was going to try to align he claimed a crazy conspiracy theory with a group of people were trying to kill JFK. So what he does is kill the person that
it's just a coincidence he was a Jew.
So like in his opinion, he was like, yeah, I'm helping my people out, which it's horrible optics. It's like, but you're better off just letting that dude do what he do.
Right, line up the dots. JFK gets assassinated. Lyndon Johnson become president. He changed the Civil Rights Bill. If you connect the dots, it doesn't lie. Yeah, you crazy as hell.
I feel like everything with blacks, they had us. They've confused us. Every time they told us to move forward, we were actually moving back. I feel like everything is civil rights, even the marches. We were moving back every single time because when we were marching and telling people that we were lesser than, that created a narrative for them to take pictures of and post it in our history books in present time to tell us that we were lesser than we actually were. Right. Even like Rosa Parks. Bitch had a drive. She could drive.
Right.
Rosa Parks had a car.
Yeah.
It was set up. It was
I did not know that.
Rosa Parks had a car.
Yeah, that bitch she didn't get on the bus.
Yeah, bro,
she didn't get on the bus.
It's crazy. Yeah, it was set up.
It was just
a photo op. Yeah, it was a photo op. That blew my mind.
A lot of people think there's a whole psyop to enslaved black people.
Yes. I believe that wholeheartedly, that our entire history has been manipulated to make us think we're something that we're not, to make us think that we're lesser. Even like it's never been illegal to be black in America.
Right.
Never.
Right.
You have never been a point in America where every black individual was enslaved. Because white people were slaves too, and there were more white slaves than black. Hell, even the term slaves comes from Slavic. There's no niggas that's Slavic.
Right.
It comes from white people.
Right.
There were more of them, and they were cheaper. If you look through the documentation, white slaves were cheaper than blacks because they didn't last in the sun as long as us, and they couldn't hold weight as long as us. And this was this was written by scientists and doctors.
Yeah. They
were setting prices. It was the only product. So you could be a black person and own white slaves. You could be a black person and own black slaves. Having a black slave was like owning a Lamborghini.
Right.
it was accessible,
to
but not
be
super
rich.
accessible. It wasn't that many. Even when you would have the slave ships, I was looking back on the documents when I was doing my threads in the past. On the original documents, anytime the slave ships would come, it would bring about 12 slaves. And it would be a massive event for there being 12 slaves. And I'm like, there's no way you're going to tell me thousands of people were coming in. If I'm looking everywhere through history, I'm looking at the New Orleans and I'm looking at New York when these slaves were actually docked in on the original day. It's only 8 to 12.
Yeah.
They didn't bring that many. There was a lot of people that were already here. Indigenous Black Americans, that's more believable that they were enslaved. Yeah. And Black Moors were the ones that were slave owners. Even the first slave owner in America was a Black man.
Right.
Anthony Johnson, I believe that's the name. He was the first slave owner. Yeah. Had 3 indentured servants, 2 of them white, 1 of them Black. And he let both of the 2 white ones go. He went up to Congress, which was Democrat controlled, and argued with the Congress that Black dude still owed a debt to him, which made him the first slave, transferred him from indentured servitude to slavery, enslaved that dude to death.
Wow.
First slave owner was Black. They've lied to us about history. So I think to myself and say, now why wouldn't they tell niggas the first slave owner was Black? Because it would lead to a problem with 2 races. It's going to lead to Blacks thinking more about themselves, and it's going to lead to whites thinking less of theirs. And it messes up the entire world stage because that's not the positions either are supposed to play.
My name's Tyler, and I just won this General Lee from the Hodgetwins and $10,000 cash. Look what you could win next.
Yeah, we just gave away the General Lee to Tyler James. But now we give away this 69 Camaro, Yankee edition. Yankee, it's Yanko. Sorry, time's running out. Can't find it anywhere. I got the only one. 75 horsepower, 675 horses stuffed under the hood. 675 horses? Yeah, push them in now. That is crazy. Hey, if you're in the right now, if you're in to win this, right now, you also win this. Tell them about that. Let me, shut up. Tell them about this one, man. Tell them. All right, if you just calm down. This is a 2020, what is it, 2024? Shut up. It's a 2024 Ford F-250 Lariat, 6.7 liter Power Stroke. It's got a stroke in there. 37 inch tires. It's got the FBI cameras on the front. This is a man's truck. Joe Biden assist steps. Now look how easy it is to get in with the Joe Biden assist step. See that? Easy. Go to our website today. You get 10 times interest. That means for every $1 you spend, you get 10 interest. If you spend $100, what's 100 times 10? 1,000? Yep, you get 1,000 interest. Go to officialhodgetwins.com. Anything you buy from the site gets you automatically. Enter to win. Yeah. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. See official rules for details. Yeah.